Welcome back, guys, to another Trigun Stampede review. So I know I missed the last one, so this is going to be of episode 8 and 9. And in the last two episodes, we got a lot more insight into what is basically the history between Vash and Knives, and a lot more about what happened in the beginning. Why Knives did what he did, more or less knew why we knew why what he did, and then more of like just kind of what happened after the whole disaster that Knives caused, right? So first we find out that Knives has always just been kind of like a very misanthropic type of person, like he looks down on humanity, doesn't think he thinks humanity is trash, and his whole reasoning to crash all of the colony ships was so that because he just doesn't think like I believe he doesn't think humanity deserves to live, more or less, right? And whereas trash whereas Vash is like more of like the optimistic. He understands that there's like a symbiotic relationship between humans and these other beings, or these like or beings called plants, which is supposed to grow plant life wherever they go, right? So that they can build a planet where they can survive off of natural plant life and whatnot, and also probably the local uh, animals and whatnot. So anyway, so Knives causes all the he puts in a bug or like some kind of virus to basically hopefully kill all of like the transport ships that contain humans, and but like leaves the plants to survive, and he thinks like that's should be the next progress, right? And then we also find out that Vash tried to live among the surviving humans, but since he kind of gets framed a little bit with Knives, but also he gets redeemed because there's a scientist on board that kind of sees the goodness in Vash, right? So, and we also see other little things between I guess just how bad, like you can kind of see the reasoning behind why Knives is the way he is, because we get this scene in the start of episode 9 where basically all the plants are being used up, like they're all the energy that they're giving off is they're being used to keep humans alive, like because they provide power. They provide a form of electricity to the city that they have built so far, but in doing so you kill all these beings. And Knives and Vash both seem to have like some kind of emotional connection to all the plants, and when they get their life sucked out of them, Knives gets super pissed, which is understandable because the humans that do this, they're just like, they don't give a crap. They're like, well, we need power, so who cares like what dies in there, right? So you can kind of see like why like humans are terrible people, right? I mean, we're doing this. I mean, it's almost like an allegory to like how we're doing that to our own planet now, like in terms of how much natural resources we use, and we just don't care, right? Like we need our gas, we need oil, and even though despite oil being a finite resource, we're just like, let's get used to like we're gonna use it all up, Let the next generation give a crap about what's next. Anyways, so we see all that dynamic, and then we also see what happened to Vash's arm. That was pretty crazy. Like, apparently his arm opened some kind of black hole portal thing. It was just triggered from a motion somewhere, and then Knives, he's able to cut it off, but he also has the knives came out of him, which again I hope they explain. Like these things are kind of crazy, like they need to explain like like why Vash and Knives are so different, right? um they like, or why they're like the way they are they some kind of test tube babies, kids that are made to be superhuman? Like what is the deal? Like, I mean, unless I missed that already, please comment below if I missed this and which episode I need to rewatch. But like it seems like they need to talk about what is going on here. um we also see the origin of how Vash gets his gun, which I don't like. In the original, the gun that Vash gets is a like a twin gun to what Knives has. Like in the original Trigun, Vash's gun is like a this is kind of like the ebony and ivory. Like if you ever played Devil May Cry, like there Dante has two guns called ebony and ivory because one is dark, one is light colored, and it's kind of the same thing here. Like between Vash and Knives, they have these twin guns. One's darker, one's lighter, and Vash has one and Knives has one. So, and the gun actually like triggers this other crazy like super weapon, a weapon of mass destruction into Vash's arm in the old one. So, and those guns are like little unique, which is why Vash has it. So, in this case, it was just a gun that one of the guards had, and it seems like Knives just gives it to Vash instead of Knives making the gun for Vash. Like I think so. I feel like the gun holds less significance, and that's kind of a bummer. But the story did just pick up a lot in terms of telling us more backstory. Seems to be. I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, we'll see what happens in episode 10. But so far, I mean, I was hoping for this series to start picking up a little bit, and it kind of has. But I'm also kind of like, dude, I'm just like ready for this to be done with. Like, I'm not even excited for new episodes to come out at this point, but I am a little excited for episode 10. So we shall see what actually happens in the next episode and what happens to our team, because at the end of it, we see that Meryl and her senior, I forget his name, Roberto, whatever his name is. They get captured by one of Knives' like henchmen, who's like, "Oh, I'm not human. I'm like from this planet," which I'm like, were there humans on this planet? Which I don't know. Like, but it's the kid that controls like Wasp, that thing that brings it out of his like own body, which is creepy as hell. Um, but it turns out like they're obviously collecting plant as well to probably destroy humans and also to build their own world, because they don't like humans. So definitely interested to see what happens next as Vash and Wolfwood goes to rescue them. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty action packed with a lot of fighting, and well, probably fighting on Nick's part, and then or Nicholas's part, whereas Vash will just try to, I don't know, do his own thing of like trying to preserve life in every shape possible. So, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's my take on this week's on episode 8 and 9 of Trigun Stampede. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, all that crap. Anyways, hope you guys have a good week, and I'll take it or you take it easy, guys.